President Trump. Hi, Mitchell. Awesome. Hey, Chris. Are you going to help me paint today, bud, or just watch me? I would love for you to just watch. At least stay and watch. I mean, this here, I don't require anybody to actually help. It's just me wanting you to kind of watch and see the progress and everything. So great to see you, Chris. And I am proud of you, Mitchell. That is awesome, baby. All right. This reason why I said this is a special something is because I showed my mother-in-law a specific painting, and she said that she wanted me to paint her one similar. So this is going to be painted for my mother-in-law. And I'm wanting you all to see it because it's going to be similar to what I had painted the other day without doing video on it. So you get to see what I painted, only slightly different from what I've got hanging up on my wall. Hello, Levi. Why do you yell at your TV, Chris? What'd your TV ever do to you? Pardon me while I get the colors that I need here. Oh, the news. Yep, that's enough to make you yell at it, that's for sure. I'll show you an example of what I painted the other day and what my mother-in-law wants me to paint her. This is what I painted. So like, she wants me to paint her something similar to it, but she doesn't want this thick tree. She wants it to be all the thin trees like this. So I'm going to paint her something similar to this, but it's going to be like a park scene. It's going to have the thin trees like this, and I'm going to kind of make a walkway and a bench. She said she's into sunsets and sunrises, and so this is specifically for her. I was kind of in the doldrums most of the week, and when I paint while listening to my radio, I relax, and so it makes a big difference. And that's what I got into. I painted 2 paintings 2 nights in a row, trying to get out of the funk. I was in bad shape. Thank you. Grandpa! Oh, you know what? That is sad, Chris. It's very sad. It's hard to think about. There was a lot of victims. Not just the ones who died in it, but the ones who lost their loved ones. A lot of victims. Very sad. Let's hear what I invested in, gang. I got me a big fat sponge. Perfect. I get it done even faster. Under $1 at Walmart. I got 2 of them. 2 packs. Now I won't be running out for a while. Yeah, hopefully we can keep a good crowd. That would be so awesome. Yeah, it is. It sure is. Yeah. I think the part about 9/11 that hurts me the most, amen. I think the thing that hurts me the most about the 9/11 is not so much the planes that crashed into the trade centers, but it's the one plane that was heading to cause destruction elsewhere, and all of the passengers on the plane fought against the terrorists. I mean, every single one of them lost their life in that crash. But the fact that they fought to cause them to miss their target, that right there, that hurts me the most. And at the same time, they're heroes because they did that. Yep, they're heroes. Every one of those passengers, they're heroes. So anyway, we are right now mixing the main sky. We're using deep ochre, maple yellow, and unbleached titanium. And it seems to me like I maybe had used a lighter color. So I am going to add a little bit of white to this. That way I can lighten it up because it isn't quite the same shade as the one that I painted. So I gotta lighten this up a little. Yeah, yeah, they sure are. They sure are. I've watched the movie that they made of it a couple times and I cry. Okay, I just about got the shade that I want. It was definitely lighter in the painting, but it won't make no difference if it's a little different in shade. Hopefully I got enough here so I don't have to mix more. Gets to be a little bit of a pain having to mix the colors up. Yep, let's roll. We don't want to bore everybody so that they leave the stream. We got to keep them captivated. So while I'm busy mixing, you all keep on chatting. That way we bring in more. We want to keep it busy. It's still wet. I dried the best I can. I'll let that stay there. I'm getting another one here. Fresh one. Let's try it. Alrighty. I tell you what, you can rely on a cat to cheer you up. I appreciate my Catherine, I tell you. That cat loves to play non-stop. She wears me out. Well, thank you. I was just telling my hubby before he left for work because he said, "What's up with the cutout?" I said, "Well, it was raining when I took the trash out." I said, "I'm thinking about wearing one all the time now." because I've got several hats. Some of them I painted Jesus and the cross on. And I intentionally had bought them so I could paint them and sell them. But only one person bought it, and that was my mother. I could never get any sales out of them. So here I've got all these caps. And so I'm thinking about permanently wearing them. That'd be dog if I have to turn around and make more. Well, I hate mixing colors. But generally I have too much. But not in this case. But you know what? I'm not going to worry about that lower part right there because that's going to be filled in with grass-like material. So I'm not going to worry about it. I'll just get this here. Well, thank you. Thank you, Grandpa. I am so happy to see you here today. You've been missing a lot of my live streams, and I've been missing you. Can't have a live stream without my grandpa. I love my grandpa, y'all. I adopted him. So now he's my grandpa. Anyway, this lower part right here I'm going to be putting in grass, so I don't think I'm really going to be worrying about it. I'll get what I can out of this, and I'm pretty well done with this pile right here. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get much more at all. Yep, I'm not sharing my all-American grandpa with nobody. I kidnapped Luna too. She's my doggie. Alright, that's about as good as I'm going to get that right there. I just don't want to make another mix. It gets a little frustrating to try to get the exact color anyway. I'll leave that out. I'll probably throw that away since I've got more over there. So, okay, now we are going to make the clouds. Well, no, the next scene is the sun, which is kind of like the glare of the sun, I guess, and I've got plenty of that right there, so I'm not mixing any. I had used the Stay Wet sheet here in my palette, so that means that any leftover paints are pretty well still pretty wet, so I don't have to freshen it. So let me get my nice stiff bristle here. Ah, did she? Good old Luna. She's such a good girl. Alrighty. It's just a little thick, but all I gotta do is just start working it, and the red stuff will really show up here. Alrighty. Okay. And I'm gonna start in a circle and just kind of spread it out. Boy, you was typing good anyway, Mitchell. You didn't need to do that, buddy. You type really good. Okay, let's go on ahead and clean the brush. And we are going to get now into the clouds. And once again, I've got plenty of the color there, so I shouldn't have to worry about it. I caught on YouTube season 1, episode 1 of Bob Ross. And like there was so much clatter in that background, it was like they was working on something. And he was wearing glasses. And he had said that he was taught by an Alexander Bill, who I had never heard of before. Alright, I'm going to get some here on the tip of my brush, and we're going to start dabbing in some clouds. Now there's not going to be any real rhyme or reason to these. Thank you. Okay, let's go on ahead and start tapping in some clouds. Now remember, clouds don't really have any rhyme or reason. They just take on any old shape. So, I mean, there is a specific way that you can paint them, and then there's just, you really don't have to worry about it. So we're just gonna put some clouds in here. I prefer doing it this way over the other way that he showed anyway. I think they look more realistic like this. Okay. Yeah, I've still got plenty of that shade. So I'm going to go on ahead and fill in the bottom here. Now I didn't even clean my brush, so it's going to kind of have a different shading effect, but that's okay. The colors are just 2 shades different anyway. So let's go on ahead and get the ground painted here. So what I'm planning on doing here in my painting sessions, I'm going to take up requests. So if there's anything specific that you would like to see me paint, just let me know, and I will do my best. Can't guarantee that I can make it look good, but I'll give it my best. John Carey, hello. Well, actually the way it is, I wasn't registered to vote at the time, so I didn't vote. Hate trying to get down here on the edge, and I don't like empty spaces. It's about like with making a sandwich. I have to have the entire condiment toward the edge of the slice. And it's the same thing with my paintings. I don't like any empty edges. Okay, we have got the ground covered here, and that also takes care of the canvas not being completely filled with the sky. Right there. Now you can see that. Well, I thank you for even showing up. Happy Friday to you, Money. Could you see Dwayne Johnston? I don't know, maybe he'd be a good one. Maybe he'd be a good one, who knows? Okay, I'm going to clean this, even though it doesn't make much sense to, because I'm going to use that same shade now for my trees. I think I better go on ahead and put my bench in. I need to go on ahead and prepare for my sidewalk. So that is going to be like a tan. So let's see, I didn't pull out my burnt umber. Oh no, I've got my burnt umber, okay. Well, I can work with that. Put just a little bit of that here. And then black. And then white. That should get the shade I'm needing, hopefully. Don't need very much black, where it is overpowering. I'm him use the white. I should be getting the shade I'm looking for. No, it wouldn't be. I tell you what though, that was interesting about Reagan. I found that very interesting about him. He actually led an interesting life. Do you know that he was a baseball announcer before he became an actor? Okay, for the new ones who stopped in, this is a special painting, a request from my mother-in-law. Okay, I need that to be just a little bit more gray. I'll add a little bit more light to it. I agree, enough about politics. My channel isn't about politics anyway. It's about losing weight, taking beautiful walks in parks, seeing attractions, doing food reviews with Big Mouth, painting and coloring. That's what my channel is. I have got some awesome plans for my kicking it for 30 days. I've been thinking over it. I've only got 10 days left on that journey. Okay, that's about the shade I want. That's good. It's about the shade I need. Right there. It almost looks like concrete. Like red concrete. She is cool, isn't she? Thank you, Chris. Okay, I need another brush here. We'll use this one. And this one doesn't do very much of anything. It just puts a thick, solid layer. And that's what I'm needing because I'm going to be putting a sidewalk right along through here. Alrighty. I'm going to put quite a bit on the end of the brush. And we'll go on ahead and we will put this in here. That would be cool. That would be very cool, Chris. You're welcome to stay, John. We just don't talk politics here. There's other things that we talk about. We don't have to talk about politics. You're more than welcome to stay. I don't kick anybody off unless they misbehave and act ugly and all that. We're a friendly, loving group here, and we welcome everybody. Everybody who wants to be friends. There we go. We have got our sidewalk, y'all. Yeah, see, a lot of us who does live streams, we kind of make it a strict policy not to do politics because there is so much tension in it. And rather than get into arguments over who's right, who's wrong, who shouldn't be, who should be, and everything, it's just easier just not to talk about it at all. Okay, we won't be needing this brush anymore. But I better go on ahead and get my detail brush out because I need that for, I think I'll use this one instead for my detail because that gets thinner as it goes, so that will work. That's fine. That's fine, John. I'm just glad you're here, buddy. I hope you enjoy this painting. And my channel is more than just art and weight loss. It really started out, my channel was supposed to be all about showing parks and attractions, what I called Great Walks with Me. But with my husband's schedule, us only having one car and financially more or less being kind of fixed, it makes it somewhat difficult for me to do my great walks the way I want to. So to supplement my channel, I started doing food reviews using a Snapchat that I like to call Big Mouth. And then I discovered that I could do well with live streams as well, so I started doing the live streams, but I only do those on the weekend. And then I added the weight loss journey because I am overweight, and I find that by vlogging it, it's keeping me honest toward trying to lose weight. And since I like doing creative things art-wise, I decided to go on ahead and video those or do live stream on it. So basically, that's what my channel is about. I'm not an expert in anything. I put it out there. Now I'm adding grass to kind of overlap the sidewalk. That way it's not like a perfect, because when you go to the park, you can have some tall grasses that's kind of over the edge, especially if they didn't edge it with an edger. So that's what I'm doing here. This is a park that hasn't been edged. Oh, well, bless your heart. Well, you're doing pretty good then. I would have never guessed it. It can be. Wow. Yeah, I know what you're talking about there. How's everybody's weather doing today? Kind of catching up on what's going on the East Coast. Basically, because my parents live in the Carolinas. They evacuated to Virginia for now. Is that where you are, John? You're there in North Carolina? Raleigh, wow. Ain't nothing wrong with that, Chris. Nothing wrong with that at all. It's kind of a good thing to branch out more or less, see what works for you, what works for your channel. That's what I've done basically, and I have found that what I enjoy doing and what I upload is working great. Yeah, well, you definitely have to be careful with in that storm, that's for sure. I understand that she has gone down to Category 1, but that also means heavy rains and a slow movement. Yeah, I know. But when I was seeing the map yesterday, it took up all of North Carolina. So yeah, she is very big. I noticed that the tip of Kentucky was getting it too, and my family lives there at the tip. I live here in Texas, so I don't actually have the brunt of the storm. But my ex-husband and my children lives in the southern eastern part of Kentucky, so they're getting it. No, I'm divorced, but I'm remarried. I'm married to my second husband. It's perfectly okay. I don't have a problem talking about it. Okay, so what does all of yous think about the sidewalk? We'll wait till we completely get this done here. Like, I think it's gonna be pretty awesome. Okay, I am going to go on ahead and get started with my bench. Um, so, we'll go on ahead and we'll work with the black here. Gonna have to get me another tube of black, I'm about out of it. And I'm gonna go on ahead and put my bench in. So I don't need much on the brush because I'm going to be putting in the legs. Well, thank you very much, John. Now, as it happens, Michael Green's belly flab, Mitchell Hunt, First Lady, and President Trump is a part of my painting pals. And Grandpa has been there a few times when I've colored pages. And I am more than tickled to get more people into my painting pals. Okay, I am putting in my bench. Well, as it happened, it kind of started a few weeks ago. I was coloring a page, doing a live stream, and I met Mitchell Hunt. And by this time, I already had First Lady, and President Trump showed up, and I had got to meet Michael Green's belly flap too. And so they kind of stuck with me when I colored, and finally, like President Trump said, now that you've got yourself a large group that enjoys watching you paint, or enjoys watching you color, you need a fan-based name. And I said, okay, well that's fine. I said, but I want it to be a name that includes all of yous because you guys are the ones who picks the color for these pages. And so one of my fellow YouTubers by the name of Rogue Exploration, who is also a very big part of my friendship line, it's okay. I don't consider that politics to say that you appreciate the president. But anyway, so my one good friend, Rogue Exploration, spoke up and said, how about Painting Pals? Amy's Painting Pals. I said, I like that. Which there was some other names mentioned, but it was all about me, and it didn't have anything to do with the group in general. And so we all agreed that the group would be called Amy's Painting Pals. And that's the reason why that my live stream is titled Calling All of My Painting Pals, because that's my group. There's no limit. You are more than welcome to be one of my painting pals. All you gotta do is just watch for when I title my live streams Calling My Painting Pals, and you come right on aboard. Now for my paintings, doing these, I create it myself. But when it comes to coloring pages, all my viewers get to pick out a color that goes for a specific spot on that page. So you join whenever I do them, and you'll see what I mean. I've never painted a bench, so hopefully this will look okay. Hmm, not bad looking. Yeah, I know what you mean right there. Wow. Yeah. I definitely can understand you there. But yep, you are more than welcome to be part of the group. So welcome to my painting pals, Amy's painting pals. I love having a large YouTube group, and every one of yous are special to me, even the new ones. And after you've come a couple times, you're no longer a guest, you are actually part of my family. You're fine. You're fine. I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant. Stupid autocorrect. I knew what you meant. You're okay. So how's my bench look? Not bad for a first time. I sure don't want to mess with that. Yep, that's a pretty good looking bench. Yep. Okay, now we are going to be doing the trees. This is the fun part. Now I need my stiff bristle, but I need my small brush. Somehow I always end up losing that. There it is. Well, for me, I was born in Ohio and moved to Kentucky in 1980 at the age of 8. Moved to Texas in 2014 at the age of 42. I've got 3 children and 1 grandchild. It happens that one of my buddies, who's not on here today, me and him both was born in 1971, and both of our birthdays is in December. Well, I'm actually 46 now, but thank you. I appreciate that. I accept that compliment. Thank you. All right, let's get a tree started up here. Now, ever so lightly, we're going to gently tap it around, kind of like in bunches. We don't want it to be overpowering because these are thin trees with small like leaves. They're not thick. So we want to gently get those in there, very gently. We'll add the branches in the trunk later. Right now we just want to get the basis of the trees. Ain't nothing wrong with that, Mitchell. You gotta eat, dude. What you eating? I might want some. Another fun fact about your new YouTube family, John, is Mitchell here is only 16 years old. And he is such a good buddy of mine. All right. Mitchell, John just decided he wanted to be part of our painting pals. It's awesome, huh? Another fun fact about your YouTube family, All-American Grandpa lives in Maine. He has a boxer by the name of Luna. Yep. Which we got to find out first thing as you came on. But that's okay too. Somebody who keeps up with it. My husband keeps up with the politics too. I prefer not to. They drive me nuts. I don't know one end of the hole to the next, but we gotta remember to keep these leaves, these bunches of leaves random and not just put a pattern into them because it's not what they do. I have a tendency to kind of do patterns though, which is, I need to remember to kind of get loose and random. That way it's just a little bit more lifelike, more realistic. Awesome. I applaud you very greatly, John. Awesome. Awesome. You could do one of those walk away, hashtag walked away videos for that. I better thin that down here. Yep. It's just part of a political party, Mitchell. That's all I can say about it. It's a political party. That's all I'm choosing to say about it, honestly. No, hold your gut in, Mitchell. We're trying to talk about other subjects, buddy. So are you having any problems sticking with your weight loss plan, or because losing weight is awesome. So are you struggling with how you're eating, or you find that you enjoy that better? I think I'll add a few more bunches of leaves to both of these. Add a bunch of leaves out here. that is great news. I'm glad to hear that. Both ways, about you not needing the special teacher anymore and you fighting the food cravings. One more bunch of leaves up here, and I'll add more to the other tree. One more bunch over here, that way it's a little bit more uniform, even though I know trees are random. Alrighty. Now I'm going to add another bunch of leaves over here on this side. Down here. Miss leaves here. A small bunch here. There we go. Okay, we are now ready to add the trunks. Okay, now this is where I'm going to be using this. And I'm just simply going to start adding branches. Okay, so simply you just, the further up into the tree, you want the branch to be pretty thin. And you just put the branch in places where you see that it needs to be connected. Thank you. First Lady, seriously? Oh my goodness. I should have warned John that you've got a problem with the timeout button. If he gets back on when his timeout's over, we have got to tell him that you've got that you've got a touchy finger. Everybody has got to be timed out at least once by you. I don't want to demod you. I mean, gee. Oh my goodness. Hopefully he'll get back on so that we can warn him. I forgot to warn him. I need to start warning people. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to use my thinner brush for this. This one just, it's not thin enough. Which makes it very displeasing for me. I'm a perfectionist in my painting. I'm a critic, even though this does belong to my mother-in-law, and she won't complain. Bless her heart. She's a painter too. Needs a branch here as well. Here we go. There we go. And this needs a branch. Yeah, I think this is like your fourth time doing this. I honestly feel sorry for anybody who gets it. If I was a viewer, I would get timed out too. I'm glad I'm not. Yeah, hopefully he'll come back on that way and we can give him fair warning. I hope he doesn't think that he done something wrong. Okay, I'm going to add a bunch of leaves up here to the top because it feels like it's kind of unbalanced. Yeah, that actually helped. That helped. Alrighty. Getting to paint a picture for somebody actually kind of puts you under pressure. Please come back on. Flotus loves to put people on timeout. Gotta watch that. Please come back, John. You're not kicked off. You're not in trouble. You're still a part of the family. Get on here. I think I better leave this tree alone before I completely screw it up. Hey, you're fine, John. I'm glad that you came back on. First Lady, everybody who comes on my stream, First Lady gives them a timeout. Poor Mitchell has been knocked out before too. She tries to go onto the channel so that she can support, and she ends up giving a timeout instead. She didn't mean to give you timeout. You're fine. You're fine. She's bad for that. First Lady does that. And she told me to start putting a disclaimer for anybody who comes on. Warning, First Lady may give you timeout. We gotta watch her. I think I am gonna have to put a disclaimer up because seriously, nobody is safe with her in the house. Luckily though, I haven't lost anybody because of it, so that's a good thing. I haven't lost anyone. Okay, I think I've pretty well got all the leaves that I want. I'm going to hold on to that brush for the trunk, but I need my thinner brush for my branches. So, how's this tree look to you? Are you all happy with this tree? I think that tree looks good. I'm going to add a little bit more black up into those leaves at the bottom though. There we go. That way it looks a little bit more. Alright, enough fussing with that one. I don't know. Add a branch down this here. Thank you. Feedback always helps, y'all. If there's something that doesn't look right, just please say so. That way there can be some correction. I should have used this brush instead on that other tree, but it's too late now. Hello, Andy. Wow. So great to see you. I hate having to fight the shakes, honestly. Okay, now this one actually is on the other side of the sidewalk. The one cool thing about doing the live stream like this is I get to view it on my tablet as if I'm watching somebody else doing it, and therefore I can see what it looks like in a distance instead of up close and me being my own critic. You know what? That's what that tree needed. Right there. That's what she needed. That's what she needed. It's amazing what just a little bit of work can do. Wow. All right, Mitchell. You have a great day, baby. I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we're doing a coloring page, Mitchell. All right, buddy? So, tomorrow we start another page. You know what? My daughter's birthday is September 16th, Andy. And she's going to be turning 27. Yep, I tell you what, I think this looks like an awesome park. What do you think? I believe this is a cool park. I like it. I think my mother-in-law will like it too. this one. I'm going to add just a little bit more onto these lighter bunches of leaves. Alright. Yeah. Thank you, Grandpa. Alright, my painting pals, this is going to be my conclusion, and I so appreciate Jim's joining me on this painting. Tomorrow at 3:30, we'll be doing live stream, and we're going to be starting a coloring page. Hubby got me another pack of gel pens, and I might be using my new ones. For one, because I've got all fresh new colors, so. But, yep, tomorrow at 3:30, a new coloring page. And, hope to see yous there. Love all of yous, and yous have a great evening. See yous tomorrow. Bye, guys. Hugs right back at you, Grandpa.